So, good morning and welcome back to the Gavel Drops podcast studio. So, today we're going to take a little bit of a look behind the scenes of the fast paced world of property auction. And the tables have turned today. So, you've got myself, Jo Bradford, I'm a lovely colleague,
Helen Goodhart.
and today we are going to be interviewing our managing director, Purchase. So, Ray, welcome to the Gavel Drops studio.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Are you excited for this to take place, Ray?
Well, considering it took 7 minutes for you to even get to this point, it's going to be one of them podcasts, isn't it? So are we all ready to go?
Probably.
Have you done your hair? You've both had wheeze?
Yeah,
We're
Lippy's
ready
on.
to go.
We've discussed the lashes. All good.
And that was just all for yourself. So we're ready, aren't we, Helen?
You certainly are.
Are you ready to kick this off, Ray? Let's get started.
Let's get started. Go on.
Brilliant. So, what first attracted you to the auction industry? And what was the light bulb moment that made you think, yes, this is where I want to build a career?
That's a good question. I think, is that one of mine that I asked you?
No.
So, to be
You're going to be
fair,
a difficult one, aren't you?
We knew
what
that.
it boils down to was I remember it wasn't auctions to first, it was property. And I remember working in Asda on the Woodchurch, and I used to go a 7-4. That was my hours. But I wouldn't have a break till 11 o'clock because Homes Under the Hammer was on. So I used to have my hour break at 11 o'clock and watch Homes Under the Hammer. And that was when I was probably 19, 20, is when I first thought about property, to be fair. And then I got my first job as an estate agent for a corporate. I can't remember when it was. I'd done the valuing in Runcorn for Entwistle Green. Auctions sold me first auction property in 2018 was a commercial with a 3-bed flat above. From a direct to vendor lead, it was on the market with another agent, with a local estate agent, and I sent them a letter, said you could sell quick. And then, to be fair, I think it was the quickness of getting paid got me hooked. That's what lured me in. It was easy as well, isn't it? If you break it down in simple terms, it is easier than, because at the time I was property source and property buying, and then this one was just 4 weeks marketing, sold, 4-week completion, 8 weeks done. I
think that speed of from instruction to sale to getting paid, I think that's the real pull for all of us, isn't it? And for agents alike when they work alongside us.
Yeah, and I think so if you're a property sourcer, when you think about it, my database of buyers was very small. They were all good buyers, but it was only small. Whereas when I put on the open market, I got to speak to multiple more buyers than what I used to do when I was doing with residential buyers and doing property sourcing. So that's when it kicked off in 2018.
Yeah. So not that long ago, really.
Yeah, I was going to say
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
No, not really. When you look at it, what is it? What are we now? 2025?
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
I'm still
7
a baby in the auction world.
You are.
Right. You ready for your next question? What have been the biggest challenges in building an auction business, and what lessons do you wish you'd learned sooner?
The biggest, I'd probably say recruitment is probably one of the biggest challenges of getting people to, I think it's not getting the people on, it's getting the people to believe in themselves that they can do it is the biggest challenge. How I do it is I speak to people who potentially may be employed and get them to go self-employed. So then it's changing the mindset that they can do it. And I think that's the hardest bit of going, well, actually, I reckon you can do this. Because I think as us...
That's that huge belief, isn't it, in themselves and backing themselves.
Yeah. And I think you both know me really, really well. My OCD is off the chain. And it's because for me when someone tells me their goal, for instance, I know they can achieve it. It's just them believing that they can achieve it. And I think that's the main thing since I've took over the auction company, because obviously we've scaled to like a team of 10 now and we're going to scale even bigger. But for me, the main thing is getting people to actually believe in themselves that they can achieve what they want to achieve rather than staying where they are.
Yeah. I mean, I think Joe will agree from a personal point of view. You are very good at making people believe in themselves. Look at us too. You know, we're sitting here.
Who'd have thought we'd have been sat here interviewing you?
Yeah.
Well, because
when there was a time we wouldn't even video
go
ourselves.
on social media. You know what I mean? It wouldn't do a video. And I think that's the key, isn't it? That's the hardest bit, because you meet people and you go, you would do really well at this job. You would smash it out the park. But then they've got to have that self-belief. And I think that's the hardest bit in this role, is to be able to give someone the self-belief to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So within group of BDMs and auction experts, there's a lot of big personalities, isn't there? How do you manage the different characters and keep everybody aligned to the same goal?
I think personally that stems from who you bring in. I think it's pinpointing. When I've spoken to our recruiter, it's about pinpointing the people that will join the team and kind of evolve. Because my main goal is to build the best auction brand in the UK. So I want to put it out there. If not, it's the best auction brand in the UK. So that's the key. So you'll only do that with the best people. And that people are different. Some people will come into this industry or come into this business who won't. It's not always about money. It's sometimes about actually they just want to be part of a team, or they want to build a career, or there's loads of different. I noticed, to be fair, when I started doing discovery calls with people who potentially would join, I always thought it'd just be people talking about how much money they could earn, because that's like everyone's. If you say, why did you take a job? Majority of people say, oh, it's because I got better money. But what I realized quite quickly is it's not just about money. It's one, about the lifestyle that they've got. It's two, about the people they work with. It's three, about how that company makes them feel.
Yeah.
And also, like, that company makes them feel like they're important in the company. And like, yeah, people could say like, our company's small, but it is, but we still make all decisions. Like, we made a decision on Tuesday about, do we have an auction in December and November, or just December? And I think that is the best way to build a business. And I think that's the key, is getting people. It's hard because personalities, you want big personalities in a company. Do you know what I mean? A lot of our people in our company have got big personalities. Each of them are different. But I like to see people who join, who you can see are quite quiet to start with, and then their personalities come out on who they truly are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the personalities within our team were quite big personalities within our team.
Yeah.
And then there's some quieter ones who actually are quite happy to get themselves on social media, do a lot more things that you would think take them out of their comfort zone, because they are the quieter ones, but actually they really thrive on doing that, don't
That's
they?
it. Everybody brings a little bit to the table, don't they? And that encourages the team. And I think
everybody, doesn't it?
I certainly said it, we all support each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the personality, we're all after the same goal.
Yeah.
But we all support each other. And obviously, Ray, that's something you do from the top, and you give us all chance to speak.
Yeah.
And
be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I think's important in a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to have a team. If you're building something, you've got to build it together, and you've all got to build it together. It's easy to, I always kind of say, as a leader, do you push or do you pull? Do you know what I mean? You've always got to lead from the front, haven't you? So you've got to lead from the front and do exactly what. There's no point me telling everyone, you've got to go and do this, do that, but not do it yourself. You've got to be able to see the other person who's asking them to do something, do it. There's probably nothing that I wouldn't ask someone to do that I wouldn't do myself.
And it gives us all that same. I mean, you spoke a little bit about the different reasons why people are coming into this business. Some will want the money, some will want a little bit more time freedom. So there's different reasons as to why we all start this. It's not all the same. It's not always about the money. And I think for that, it's we all want the same end result. We all want to build something bigger and something better. And it's almost, we're creating our own little movement, isn't it, moving forward? And we all want that.
Yeah.
And that's where we all do encourage everybody to have that same sort of motivation.
Yeah.
Day
it's great to be at something at the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
it's exciting.
We've said that, haven't we, before now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, because you're building something as a team, aren't you? And then in a year down the line, 2 years down the line, 3 years, 4, 5, whenever long it is, when you look back, you can always take back and go, remember when he was just 5? Remember he was 10?
Yeah.
Remember he was like 20? Do you know what I mean? It's that team building to get it to the point of where we needed to get to.
Definitely.
Right. Number 4. What do you look for when bringing someone new into the team? What makes someone the right fit for auction?
For me, bringing someone into this team, one, the personalities first, is whether they're going to fit in and gel with the team we've currently got. That's the main priority, to be fair. Because don't get me wrong, I've had loads of discovery calls with people that could be good auction experts or valuers, but would they fit in with the team? Because this team and this company we're building is not like any other company. So it's mainly the personalities. One, they need to be self-motivated, but also they need to be happy to talk about the goals of what they actually do want. Because you'd be surprised on how many people won't.
Yeah.
On a discovery call, as we call them, when I speak to like potential candidates, of not knowing. You know what I mean? So if they come to us and they're non-corporate, they're a bit more, how can I put it? Bit not relaxed, but more comfortable just being around people who are comfortable. But they've got to be self-motivated. I think that's another one. They've got to have that self-motivation of, because don't get me wrong, we support everyone coming in, as you've said, the team supports everyone, but they've still got to be able to do the do.
Yeah.
You've got to learn to be on your own, haven't you? You've got to, although we are part of a team and we're all there for each other, you also are on your own. And it is down to you day in, day out as to how much or how little you're going to put into it, as to what you're going to achieve out the other end. But I think a lot of time, and we did this on Tuesday with what we've got left to achieve before the end of the year. And we've said this previously, sometimes our figures can sound a little bit delusional for some people, but we know where we want to be. We know how to get there. We know what we've got to do to still achieve that. And we keep going and we go every day. And I think that's the kind of personality you need, that they can pick themselves up each day if you've had a bad day, bad week, and we can just keep going. And you've got to learn to do that on your own, but also with the help of everybody else around you.
Yeah.
I think
if you're starting a business now, you've got to be resilient, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I think because I've done a couple of podcasts now with different people. The last one I done was with Mark Moffat from the Property Experts. And what stuck to me was he said when he just about launched, people were saying, well, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to a state agency. If it doesn't work, just go back and get another job. And as I said to him, what did you feel like? Then he said, I knew I'd never go back. Now, there's two ways to launch a business, whatever it is. There's to have option A or option B, like a B plan, just in case. You should never have a B plan. You should just go all in and have A. If it doesn't work out, it'll only not work out to the point where you go, it's not for me. It won't not work out. It'll get to the point where you'll get there and you'll go, well, I've done it, but actually this is just not for me. And then you'll go back and do something else. If you take anything and start anything with an option B, you're never going to give it 100%.
No. You're never going to go all in.
No. And you've got to.
No. Yeah. I think as well that the people that we bring into the team are the type of people that love to hear the word no, because we're going out and we're getting our own business and we're attracting our own business. So you've got to enjoy the no's and you've got to go through the no's to get to those yeses. And that's where it can be quite difficult for some people to carry on that roller coaster of ups and downs with this business. And you've really got to enjoy that process, come the good and the bad. And because it is a process and it is a journey, but you've got to learn to keep going. And I think if you are resilient and you have got that in you, where you do enjoy the no's, you should get excited with the no's, because the more no's you get, the closer you get into a yes, and just keep going.
I think you've got to build a business that you love. And I think everyone I speak to and everyone I want to bring on is people who are going to love the business they're building, because your business should be able to protect you in the good and the bad times. And what I mean by that is I've had a lot of things happen in my life where like I've lost people very close to me, and it's me business that supported me, because it wasn't. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. Yeah. So it's like, if I know people who've lost people and they don't go back to work for months and months and months because they can't face going back to work. You never want to build a business that if anything bad happened, that's how you feel. You want to be able to build a business around you that gives you that, what's not like freedom, but gives you that. I used my business to just go, when everything bad happened or when people have lost, is I could go back to work the next day and people go, well, how'd you do that? Because it was supporting me to get through it. That's why you want to build a business.
Because when you're building something, if it doesn't feel like work, I think that's what enables you to do it then day in, day out, regardless of what is going on in your life. And I think sometimes that can feel a little bit odd, can't it? When you think, well, I don't feel like I'm working, but I am working.
I think one of the things that I love, and we've all had team meetings. We've all been in meetings, whether it's business, whether it's team. But the one thing that, apart from I enjoy what I'm doing, the actual camaraderie.
Yeah.
That was a big word.
Yes.
But we have on our team meetings, it's
Second to
the
none, isn't it?
banter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this week, Ray, with the dog,
Yeah. That's the thing.
bringing that in.
It's if you're all on the same wavelength, because don't get me wrong, like if you look at it, this could be our busiest auction ever.
Yeah.
But we got the business bit out the way in our meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, we have to talk about anything. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Because we're all running our businesses from home, aren't we? And anybody starting a new business now, you're running them from home. You might have kids, you've got dogs, you've got builders.
Yeah.
There's life going on, isn't there? There's life going on around you. And again, I think, yes, we all take it seriously, and we are serious with what we're doing and what we're building and what we want to achieve, but we also have fun with it along the way, because life can't be that serious all the time.
No.
It's got to be fun. And if you're not enjoying it and you're not enjoying the process and you're not surrounded by, the same kind of people enjoying the journey, it becomes too hard, doesn't it? And that's when you don't want to do it every day. And that's when, if life gets in the way, you don't want to do your job.
Yeah. If you're
So,
constantly hating your job, whatever it be, it's never going to be a good thing, is it? You want to be able to get up to work and get excited each day. And don't get me wrong, everyone has bad days, but you're not getting up every morning excited of what's going to happen. And especially in the auction space, there's a lot. You can never say, oh, well, it's not a boring job. No day's never the same.
And it can change on a pinhead, can't it?
Completely.
Yeah.
As we know, definitely. So, Ray, running an auction business is really high pressured. Obviously, for you, you're looking after all of us, and you've got a million and one other things on the go at the same time. So, how do you personally balance the demands of work with having a life outside of work? How do you have that work-life balance?
At the moment, I'd probably say it's hard to do the both. I'm trying to learn to. A good thing I've started doing is locking my phone away in another room, which sounds weird, but that's what I do, especially of a night. So, and that started from the event we had in January, where I can't remember who the guest speaker was, but he said, like, don't look at your phone and don't have your phone in your bedroom. Billy, I think it was Billy the coach, and he said, don't have your phone in your bedroom. Definitely put it in another room. Because I was forever, if I'd wake up in the middle of the night and check my phone and then get an email and go, and then I'd just get up and go in the office and start working there, and then I'll fix it because I can go back to sleep. So I've started doing that. But as well, I think it's the balance between the two. It's like last night, I was working late. My little boy was in where you are now, and he was singing. That some people go, well, that's not work-life balance. No, but it is, because I was still working, but my little boy was sitting on the thingy messing around in the office. That's still work-life balance, isn't it? And it's also, I see it as, it's also setting him up to say, well, actually, I'll put it another way. Do I have a work-life balance now? Probably not, if I'm being honest. But then, do you work as much as possible to build something in, say, the first 2 to 3 years to have the best rest of your life? And it's finding that, isn't it? And that's the key, isn't it? Because I think a lot of people will want that work-life balance from the start. It's like Mark Moffat's a prime example. He loved playing golf. And he said, when I first started my business, I thought I'd play more golf because I could play more golf. He said, I've played less golf in the last year as being self-employed than I did when I was employed. But I thought, well, if I give it all for the first year or two, I can then play golf every Thursday for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's the way I look at it now, is if I put all the effort in now, the life that I'm going to build in the next 3 years is something that I never thought I'd be able to build. Work-life balance will come then. Yeah. So it is hard.
We have noticed though, you are slightly better. You're slightly better at things, isn't he?
Yeah.
The work-life balance.
We know all of this. We know all of this will be absolutely throwing you out of kilter, because you don't like being on the other side. So you don't like to know what's not coming or what's coming. So we know this is really, this is painful for you at the minute.
Because you do like to be, what's happening.
Yeah.
But, these are questions that...
This is good for you.
It's good for us as well.
Yeah.
This is good for us hearing, because we feel we all know each other.
Yeah.
But there's questions here that I'm like, I'm intrigued to know what the answers are on this one. So,
The work-life balance thing is, it'll come. But when you're building a business
yeah,
and you're building it and you look at it from where, you know what I mean? Because I joined and it was me and Helen and Tom. And then within a week, Tom left and it was just me and Helen. Do you know what I mean? It's now like a team of 10, potentially selling
it's
for £3
growing.
million in this month's auction.
Yeah.
It's been a tough thing to get to this point, and it hasn't even started. No, work-life balance. We'll get to that one point.
That's for the next one. So, what daily habits or routines keep you focused and performing at your best?
Daily habits. I've just set up ChatGPT to send me daily affirmations every morning at 6:00.
Right.
And it's
To
so
keep you
before the
positive.
day starts. My daily habits, I do like to get up quite handy. So it'll probably be 5:30. I can do an hour's work, 5:30 till say 6, 6:30, without any disruption. Because everyone knows the days of it yourselves. You've got a plan set out, and then something happens and something turns, and then before you know it. So it's kind of, I'm currently at the moment trying to get the signals and, like, do you know what I mean, to try and get 5 things I've got to do every day without fail, and then the rest can be resolved at a later date. But that's probably the main goal. But daily affirmations, which I've only just started, been doing for about 2 weeks, which literally ChatGPT sends me something every morning, 6:00.
I like that.
Yeah.
You should put that into the group chat, Ray.
Daily affirmations every morning, 6:00. It just pings it. So it'll send you on your phone, and then it sends it an email with just 2 for that day, and you just read them.
Yeah. And that's a good thing.
Good advice.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely.
give that one a go.
Yeah.
With
And also,
ChatGPT.
also turning off notifications.
Yeah. I do that.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, turning off notifications of stuff that actually you don't really need to
No.
be notified on. That's
I think as well, just every day, just remembering to be grateful for something. You know, I am, and I know you are.
Yeah.
We're grateful to have this life. You know, we're grateful to have chosen to take control of what we want to do and what we want to achieve. And I think you should still remember that every day, just to be grateful for, you know, small little wins. And grateful for being able to choose choose what we do every day and choose who to spend our days with and be surrounded by.
Yeah, I think everyone's got goals to get to where they want to get to, but you've always got to remember that actually sometimes you've got to just take that minute and remember how far you've already come. So it's often in the morning, if I get up at 5:30, like our house doesn't wake up till say 6, I could sit in the kitchen, especially in the summer with the doors open, and just take half an hour just to remember actually how far you've come from where you were previously to where you are. If you don't enjoy it, what's the point?
Yeah.
I think
That's it.
everyone's always looking for the next goal, which is great. But just sometimes you have got to take that time to just go, well, actually, do you know what? I've come quite far. Let's just embrace this now and then think about the next goal down the line.
Definitely. So, what would you say then to someone who would be listening right now, who's considering joining the auction world, but they're just not quite sure at the minute if it's for them? What would you say to somebody in their situation?
I think if they're already in the auction world and they're doing it for themselves, like, so in other words, they're doing the job. Because I've spoke to a few people and they said, yeah, but I've got security of my job, right? If I'd come with you, I haven't got security. So I said, okay, then your job is to sell property. If you didn't sell no property for the next year or 6 months, right, would you still have a job? Or actually would your boss go, I don't think you're working out this, you've got to go? Because it's a sales job, isn't it, realistically? Whichever way we look at it, is sales.
Yeah.
So I said to him, so if, say, for instance, you didn't sell a property now for the next 6 months, would you still have a job? And he went, well, no, because they wouldn't pay me for not doing nothing, not selling. So I said, okay, then. So are you going to sell property in the next 6 months? He said, yeah. I said, so why wouldn't you sell it for yourself? If you're doing it anyway, if you're doing the job anyway, why wouldn't you do it for yourself and earn more money? That's the difference. It's only that difference of, if you are already doing it, why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Because it's not secure, is it? If you don't. It's like a car salesman, isn't it? If you're a car salesman and you get paid, you get paid a salary, but your job is to sell cars. If you sell no cars, they'll get rid of you. But
And thing is, nothing in this world is secure anymore anyway, is it? And I think if you're successful at what you're doing in, say, a corporate world, why would you not be successful doing it for yourself? Because you're building somebody else's brand. Why don't you build your own?
100%. I think when you look at businesses now, for instance, if you look at some estate agencies, some auction houses, still the companies are still the brand. Now the auction company is a company, but you are all individuals, your own brands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now for years, companies wouldn't promote a person in that company in case they got bigger than the company and then left. That's not the way business is now. People want to be
No,
their
because
own
people buy
brand.
people, don't they? Yeah.
So, for instance, do you know what I mean? If you work for a local auction house and people are always ringing you, are they ringing you because they want to deal with you, or are they ringing you because there's Joe Blogs auctions above the door? No, they're ringing you because of you.
Yeah,
So you've
absolutely.
already got a personal brand, but you just don't realise how big your personal brand is. And I think that's the thing, and that's the old mentality of a lot of businesses, that no one's bigger than the brand, no one's bigger than the company, which is part French bullshit. Everyone's personal brand could be bigger than the company, but then it just builds out the company even bigger because people buy from people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you see the future of auctions heading, and how do you see our company leading that change?
So if you look at auctions now as an industry, predominantly, the older man in a suit is predominantly what it is. And it's led by them same type of people who actually, do you know what, they've been doing it for years. They're very successful. Things are changing, aren't they? Social media is
Yes.
changing. If you look at, for instance, our prime example, look at the likes of a country estate agency group, which is massive, biggest estate agency brand in the UK, would you say, at one point. If they'd have took social media by grabbed it and built social media channels for every one of their brands, every one of their offices, and built a YouTube video channel around that, they would have been unstoppable as a brand. But the problem is because they're still getting so many lots in this monthly auction and they're still doing well, they don't see that they need to change. Why change? It's not broke, why fix it? But people are changing. Think of it this way. If you're a 15-year-old kid and you're looking to get into property in 5-10 years' time, are you going to buy from someone that you follow on social media who's built a personal brand and you've got to know them and you feel like you can trust them? Or are you going to just go on Rightmove and find a listing and go, actually, I'll buy from there? Or are you going to go, actually, no, I'm going to buy from Joanna because I've seen Joanna's video and she's done this, done this. The dynamics of, if you look at, prime example, look at a estate agency, and auctions are always a bit behind a estate agency, aren't you? If you'd have said to a estate agency 20 years ago, you do know that in 20 years' time, you'll all be on your own camera doing videos and doing video talks and talking about property and doing this. And I'm jumping over the house, pretending it's a small house and stuff like that. There you go. No, we just put it in the paper. That's all we do. We don't have to do that.
Well, that's what we did. We used to fax it over, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Well, when you were
Back
in a
in the
estate
day.
agency and before, like, how long's Rightmove going now? Imagine years ago when you used to have to put your adverts in the papers. Imagine
Yeah.
if I'd have said to you, listen, I think there's going to be a website on the Tinterweb where everyone puts the properties on the Tinterweb, and actually, your little Rolodex that you've got all these potential buyers in doesn't mean nothing really that much anymore.
Yeah.
We're all going to come on Rightmove. You'd go, behave yourself, to be stupid. No way.
It's exactly
Auctions
what
are
we did
always
think.
behind. You'll see some auctioneers now doing like video content, but they're still the same. It's the odd one or two. The marketing's still the same. And the way I see auctions and the way I want to build a brand is, just because it's an auction property doesn't mean it shouldn't get the same marketing would do if it went on with an estate agent, like proper pictures, proper description, proper marketing, because it's still sometimes that person's most valuable asset.
But still deserves the same care and attention, doesn't it?
And I think
Yeah. It's still the same. There's a reason behind it while it needs to be sold, and we need to nurture
it's
that.
so building a brand. I want to build an auction brand that actually the people who are part of the business are building their own personal brand. And I think that's where the other one will struggle, because they won't be able to change the dynamics. We know a lot of auction houses, but I'd like to put money on it that there's not one MD and companies that would go in their office on Monday and say, do you know what, use all as valuers or whatever you are, BDMs, whatever, need to set up your own accounts on social media and start building a personal brand and link it back to us as a company, through the fear of actually, but that person there could become a bigger profile than us. than us. And you're like, yeah, but people buy from people. You may have a value who's got 10,000 followers on Instagram and you're as a company. If you look at prime example, if you look at how many people follow Richard Branson on Instagram compared to any of his Virgin companies, why do they all follow Richard Branson when actually they only may want to go on his planes? They follow him because it's a person, but no auction company will have the confidence to do it through fear of them leaving.
Yeah.
I think as well, you've also got everybody that they would be asking to do that, saying that's not what we do.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas we've stepped out of that and into that kind of fire
Yeah.
when we were actually we were those people. We
Yeah.
were thinking, well, we don't do that. That's what all those new estate agents do. But actually, we do that now, and we love it.
Absolutely love it.
Well,
You know,
if you look at it, so I could set up a same auction company, get yous on board, and everyone would know the auction company, but they wouldn't know Joanna Bradford like as a person or Helen Goodhart as a person. And build another auction company like every other auction company they are. Or do you build something where the people in the business are more important than the business itself? And that means that these people are building your own personal brands that then build your businesses. And that's the best way to do it. That's the key to doing it. Because then you'll have people who actually want to work with Jo or who use individuals. But then as a business, we get the benefit of that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're building it hand in hand, aren't we? And that's what we're so proud of, is that we are building it.
And
that's
the key
where
to
we
it.
all, as a group, we all have that same mentality, don't we?
And that's the beauty.
Yeah, we are building
and I think
something.
It'd be hard for any other auction brand to change now if they've done it the same way for so many years.
Yeah.
But then to go
when they're so established.
Yeah, so established, doing great numbers now, which they're not disputing the fact. But can they change?
Right.
Can they build? Would they want any of their colleagues to build a personal brand? Probably not. As you say, a lot of them will. No, that's not how we do it. I've never had to do that. I know you don't. I know you've never had to, and you don't probably now. But in 5 years' time, you're going to have to. And by that time, it'll be too late.
Definitely. So we're just going to fire some questions at you now, Ray. Okay, so question number one, and you may have touched on this earlier, but we'll go with it anyway. So what was the very first property you ever sold at auction?
Commercial downstairs, used to be a salon, 3-bed flat above.
Brilliant.
Coffee or tea before auction day?
Coffee.
What's your biggest pinch me moment in your auction career so far?
Apart from getting us.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Apart from this moment.
To be fair, it's got to be this moment. This is just, biggest pinch me moment in auctions. It's still to this day, to be fair, when I listed that big one in Crosby and Helen, I remember it because she was my BDM at the time. And that was the biggest one I'd ever listed, which was, we sold it for 770 grand. But the pinch me moment was I ordered an inflatable hammer from China, 5 meters high. And I remember putting it outside, blowing it up and doing video content of like the cars driving past. And I thought, yes, all branded up.
You could not miss that hammer.
No. So that'll be my pinch me moment for then. And now, to be fair, it's got to be probably June, when I sat on a balcony in Marbella at the offsite and done our auction for Marbella.
Yeah.
Sold one of Helen's lots as well.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching in Malaysia.
Yeah.
You were? Yeah.
Mad.
Crazy.
Right. Oh, is it me now? Yeah, sorry. If you weren't in property, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd be in jail, I reckon. Do you know what I'd do?
Brilliant.
If I weren't in property, I'd have liked to done car sales.
Yeah.
For Mercedes
Could see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You like your cars.
Yeah.
You do.
What's the most unusual lot you've ever seen come to auction?
Unusual lot. Yeah, I've got a few, to be fair, that I've looked at a couple of days. Is it one that I've sold?
Either or. Sold or seen.
First one that comes to my mind is a crematorium.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I've never really looked at a property. But then again, think of it another way. I valued one 2 days ago where it's what'd you say? There's 250 birds of prey on site.
Only you, Ray.
Is this the one on the cliff top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
right.
the unique ones. And then one that's sold is the one I sold in Eastham a couple of years back. where the house had eaten the house. You couldn't see the house, you just seen the trees.
Yeah. You've had a few, haven't you? Right. One word to describe what it's like running an auction business. One word, Ray.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's your favourite part of auction day? Before, during, or after?
I'd probably say Jordan. Can't beat
Why?
an auction. You can't beat an auction. Watching an auction live.
Yeah.
I think even if people say, oh yeah, but you still get the same buzz out of each one. You still get the same buzz out of each one. So
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it, that every month you still get that same buzz?
Yeah.
I can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
Exciting. Right. Who inspires you most in business and why?
Inspires me most in business and why? It would, to be fair, have to be Sean. If I'm being honest. The reason being is for someone who doesn't need to do what he does, still keeps on doing it. It's kind of inspirational, to be fair, because obviously he doesn't have to do what he does. But I've probably never met anyone who works as hard as he works who doesn't have to work.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? Because people always work for
Yeah,
a
and still
reason.
feeds into everyone, don't
Yeah, absolutely.
And for someone who works as hard as he does, who doesn't have to work, that's probably
Yeah.
the most inspirational person in business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, definitely. So what's harder, managing properties or managing people?
Fucking people all day long. I'd manage property all day.
What are you trying to say, Ray?
Yeah. It's so like I've got a few of my own, like I've got one in Birkenhead. I've got a listing now, which I'm doing the viewings and doing. And I was thinking about it the other day, speaking to buyers and speaking to sellers, getting legal packs and stuff like that. And I remember I sat there a couple of days ago and I was like, open houses and all that. And I was like, it's still way easier than managing people.
Isn't it?
So property
Especially
all day
us
long.
crazy lot. When the dog appears or...
I'm feeling your answer might be that just today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, if I was you, I'd probably scribble that question out, to be fair, after today.
It's worth an ask.
Yeah.
Right. If you could give one piece of advice to someone starting in the auction world, what would it be?
One piece of advice. Learn to enjoy it. Learn to actually enjoy the role and not have any expectations on actually what it's going to be like. Because you'll find it's going to come round and something totally different. But just learn to enjoy it and go, do you know what? The way I always say it now, I run the businesses to like WRB Auctions was, your job is just to listen to people and help them sell the house. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. If you listen to them and help them sell the property, the rest will figure itself out. So if I was starting out back years ago now, I'd still have this, I'd go to myself, just listen to people more and help them sell the houses. And that's all you have to do. The rest will take care of itself.
Yeah. I think a lot of people can overcomplicate it, can't they?
Yeah.
And I think our job is to exactly that, listen and help.
And simplify.
Yeah.
Simplify. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely. So, Ray, that kind of wraps up our list of questions for you on the Gavel Drops today. But before we let you go, there's a little bit of a tradition when we're on the Gavel Drops.
What's that?
That you have to give us a little bit of a song.
Yeah.
So today,
What
we'd
song?
ask you, what song would you sing at the end of your session on the Gavel Drops podcast today?
Don't know the words, but I was thinking the first thing that comes to me, I was like a bat out of hell.
Go for it, Ray.
Well, I don't know
And tonight, Ray, you could do your MC Hammer.
Yeah.
You can't touch this. But yeah, there you go, MC Hammer. I wouldn't mind.
I
Like
think that was the right one.
my late dad was a Frank Sinatra tribute act, and his voice was absolutely amazing.
Wow.
And his name was Ray, and my name was Ray. And I always thought somewhere deep down in my body, somewhere that voice would come out. And it fucking.
On one line, then.
Yeah.
It never did.
But I've always
So
wanted
is there
to
no
take,
line of a Frank Sinatra?
Yeah. I've always wanted to take singing lessons and not tell anyone. So if anyone ever sees me out, And you think, wow, I didn't know Ray could sing. It's because I've paid like £5,000 for singing lessons on the sly for like 12 months.
Get you finely tuned.
Get me finely tuned.
I mean, I think we need to have a Christmas night out and it's a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get you up there doing a bit of Frank.
Well, okay, then now I want to turn it because there's two of yous there and you were both great singers last time. You can do a duet.
Yeah.
Go on, you've both got the microphones. You've got to do it now. What are you going to sing together?
I'm trying to think of a duet that we could do.
Didn't even think of a song.
Go on.
Go on. Let's do a bit of Frank.
Why didn't you
Fly me
do
to the
it?
moon. Go on.
Go on. Why didn't you do? Let me think. What can we do? Oh, my phone switched off.
For now, our time is.
Yeah. And now the end is near. And so have reached
I don't know the words.
the final curtain.
I don't know.
No, I don't. Fly me to the moon. Let me live among the stars. Da, 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 da.
I would say let's end it right there.
Yeah. I think to be fair,
Let's
on
drop
that
the
note,
mic.
Yeah, we need to work on that one.
Yeah, we need to work on our
on your duet.
maybe for next time.
Yes.
So what we would like to say is Ray Purchase, MD of the auction company. We would like to thank you ever so much for joining us today on the Gavel Drops. And Helen?
Yes. Well, what do we say, Ray? Sold.
So
Sold.